Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So I finally remembered to bring on my In the City journal. I don't know why, but it's like I finished it and then I started the Wee Folk one, and that's just, where I've gone. Apologize for my voice. The wind is blowing today, so obviously my asthma has to go crazy like always when the wind blows. So anyway, this is my In the City journal, and the cover was made by my aunt. She makes these unfinished journal covers that are 3 strips of fabric going this way to make the flap, and then the flap continues into, sorry, this, sorry, silk is, sorry about the sorry, right? It's just, you know how it does, all the little threads. So anyways, it's 3 pieces of fabric going this way and 3 going the long way that you can fold how you like, and you can also add pockets and other things. I like to add batting to mine, so mine actually has 4 layers. It just kind of really feels like a nice soft quilt that way, and I like it like that. So she's put the buttons on. She does put buttons or some type of decoration on. So I just left it just like it was. The only thing I added was the sari, just to kind of contain it a little bit. It's kind of fat and puffy, you know how they get when you start adding stuff to them. So the really cool thing about these is you can really customize them to any way that you like them. So whoever gets this, if you don't like the sari, you can use it for something else or whatever you want. So I didn't do any pockets here or here, but there is a nice vintage crochet pocket here with some trim that I got from my friend Nan. Thank you so much, Nan. I finally used some of that. You get hoarding stuff, you know. And so in this pocket, there is one of the old frames from Cabinet Card. And my sister gave me the frames for Christmas. And so I've just put in, you know, like kind of a faux old-timey picture in there, except, excuse me, this is my digital In the City in the background. And then this lady is just from Pinterest, a photograph. And I just cut her out and put her on top of there. And then just did a little collage here. And you open it up and you can write on this side. And then there's a little flap here. You can see it's got the fabric. It opens so you can write on both of these spots. And then in back there's a pocket with a collage there, In the City background paper, and then, you know, you can write on the back. So just a fun little, I like making those out of those vintage frames. And then here I've added just a little cluster on a bulb pin of different papers. I got these from My Porch Prints, and they're just little numbers and things. And then this is a tag with, I put one of my die cut numbers on there, the ones that I cut on my Glowforge, and just a little piece of sari here and a little bead, and so that just dangles there. Felt like it needed something, so I put those there. And then this is my In the City digital, and so is that. And then some coffee dyed paper, tea dyed paper from Willoughby House, Melody Willoughby on Etsy. This is my In the City. And then we did this pocket together, and there's all kinds of goodies in here. It's a loaded up pocket. So it's actually, if you'll remember, it's like the postcard. Well, it is the back of an old postcard that has the lines where you're supposed to write the date, or not the date, the address, name, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I've just cut those lines to make a pocket, and there is a video for that, so you can see here. And then I put a stamp and all that. I think this one was actually faux. Oh yeah, because this is an envelope. So that was a big envelope that I just took half of it, added stamps and stuff where the stamps go, and then cut the slits in it like I have done before with postcards. And then, see, I did it a while ago, so you kind of forget. This is from Stamperia. And then I have this little pocket is in the City digital download. They just weren't real well together, and that just goes in there because it's nice and flat. And a tag. And another little, this is a faux flashcard. This is Tracy Fox's faux ephemera, I think is what she calls that. I just added stuff to it. And then all the little cards and tags, they're all backed and you can write on the back of them. These ones like this are Stamperia, so I didn't cover the back because they're the nice pretty design paper on there. I'll put that all back together in a minute. This is that faux coffee dyed paper that you can get on Amazon. There should be a link to my in my link tree. If you go to the description box below this video, you'll see my link tree. If you go there, you can go to my Amazon Associates page, and I'm pretty sure I have that paper there. And then this is out of a Sears and Roebuck reprinted catalog, not the original. Love those. And just some scrapbook paper with a grid on it. And then this is my porch prints as well. I'll try to remember to list that. And that's the same people that, you know, did these little number things. And some coffee dyed paper. That's coffee dyed. I did that one. And then this is In the City and In the City. And then here is some music paper. Sorry, I was just thinking about this, and I added a strip of deli paper that has, like, you know, my dripped paint and all that kind of thing on there in the colors that go with this journal. So I just folded it and glued it on here, kind of like you would do with washi, just to protect this because it's old music paper. And then this is just out of a guest book that I found at the thrift store and took apart. And, you know, I like the pages because I got lines. And this is the In the City. I coffee dyed it. And that's that old book that I have. And then this is In the City. In the City. And this envelope we made together, I think that was one of the first things I made for this In the City journal. And it's a large envelope again, and it's stitched down the middle, so it's part of the signature. And then in the pocket, there's this circle is in the City digital, and just collaged it there, you know. And this oh, this isn't an envelope. That's right, this was just my In the City, the number 10 window envelope cover. I just folded it so that it's kind of like an envelope, but these are going the wrong direction, right? They would be going the other direction on a real envelope. But if you fold the two sides of the paper together, you get like a tube, and that's all this is basically. And you can see here, there's an edge, and that's where it's glued together. So it just essentially made like a big tube. And I put the transparency paper there. There's a video on it. Sorry. So that's that. This coffee dyed paper, In the City, In the City. Again, that guest book. Sears and Roebuck. And I added a little piece of deli paper kind of to look like old tape because this was tearing here. So I just didn't want it to end up, you know, ripping all the way down. That would be a real bummer. And this is my porch prints on some scrapbook paper. That's scrapbook paper from Joann's. And then I just printed the My Porch prints on the back so that, you know, it's not white page. And then here we have a little piece of file folder that I kind of made into a file folder and just added all different papers that you can either write on or tear out and use in the journal however you like. So that is that. And it's just clipped up at the top just so this isn't, you know, flapping in your way and driving you nutty, as it would me. Those little clips are tricky. And then back here, there's, this is just out of a old ledger book. It was one of the tall ones. I just ripped the bottom off. It has like how many seeds or how much seed you need to plant a field of a certain size and all that. So anyway, I've just added a couple pieces of paper to write on, and then put some gesso there that can be written on. And added, these are stickers from that botanical sticker book I have. Coffee dyed paper, In the City, In the City, In the City. Coffee dyed paper, and here we have a pocket. I decided this guy is hitching a ride. He's going with this journal. I made this ages and ages ago. I think it was last summer when I did the these funny little art doll faces, you know, that you could add to whatever kind of a body you wanted to. And so this is actually a flashcard, and I just added little arms with brads so that they can be easily folded up so that you can put it in a pocket. And it's decorated on the front, and then on the back you can write on it. So it's just a goofy little thing, but he fits with the colors and the time period and all that kind of stuff. So I decided he's hitching a ride. He's going right back there. And then this is from Stamperia, just a little journaling card there. And then this was an envelope that we folded. Instead of having the whole window this way, I folded it in half, like opened up the whole envelope, folded it in half so you can see it's creased where the plastic is. And then it's just closed up with, that's tight, with whale tail. Sorry, couldn't think what that thing was called. And then here's a library file card catalog card. And then it's one that you could run through a computer, so it's got the little holes to hook to the computer tracks, or what are they called? Printer tracks. I don't even remember what all that stuff's called because nobody uses it anymore. So that is a little stiff. It's because it's very glued, and then this wants to come up when you push it up. So just know it's a little tight, but I think once it's used a couple of times, it'll probably loosen up a little bit. So there's that. I hope you guys are having a good day. Sorry, I just got right down to it, didn't I? This is another piece of the Sears and Roebuck, and I did get paint on it, but it was the turquoise paint from this journal, so I'm like, oh, it goes. And then this is another piece from that guest book. This is my In the City. And In the City. Coffee dyed. Here's the other side of that double kind of envelope, but it's the piece of number 10 window envelope cover from this digital. And I'll show you if I can find right here the other one. So that one right there comes like this one. And this is from my Wee Forest Folk digital. So basically what I did is turned it so that, how did I do it? I don't even remember, honestly. This way. This is how, Amy. So it's basically like you make a tube out of it this way. You'd have to fold a little bit of this over, and then you would fold it in the middle to kind of get that, you know. Sorry, I couldn't even remember how I did it. I only have done that once, but I really like it, and it fits in there nice, and it lays really flat because essentially it's just a piece of paper. I mean, of course, doubled, but it's almost like just having another couple of pieces of paper in the journal. So sometimes when I've stitched envelopes in here, they can be kind of thick, and so it just can be kind of unruly. In the City, some old book page. In the City, the guest book page, music page again. And in the City, coffee dye, my porch prints, that Sears and Roebuck, and then that faux coffee dyed paper. And then this pocket we also made together. It's all bent funny, but there's a large tag in there. And then there's also this journaling card. This was from the Crazy Craft Challenge. Which one was that? It wasn't the blindfold. Oh, the finger paint. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the finger painting one. I'm like, which one was it? All right. And that's In the City, coffee dyed paper. This is In the City. And then we have our little folio here that I made with you guys, and it can come out of the journal or stay in the journal. When you pull it out, it's signed here. And then this is another one of the journaling cards I made for the fingerprint, that challenge. And then here's just a little floating envelope pocket, and you can choose to glue it in to the journal somewhere if you choose to. Either way, it's up to you. I just thought it was nice and flat and tucked back in this pocket nicely, so that's where I put it. And then the last journaling card over here is also from that fingerprint. I keep saying fingerprint. It's finger paint challenge. Okay, so this is our little folio that we made together. This is just a whale tail tab up here, and all I did was glue one side of it completely, and left this flap unglued so that it can kind of hold, you know, hold that envelope like that. Just decorated the front. This opens up, you can write here. This is sort of a lost cause or whatever, but I love it with this braille right here and stuff, so it's kind of cool. And then that also comes out, so you can write here, you can write here. So there's a lot of writing space in this journal for sure. And then this is a little circle design from the Stamperia paper again, and I just glued half of it. And this opens, you can write here. There's a little paper bag pocket, and you could add more. And I have this book belongs to, so you can write on there somewhere who the book belongs to. And then there's another long tag there, and that's also the Stamperia paper. And so that just goes right in there, maybe. I love that paper. It's so cool. And I didn't use a ton of it, but I'm struggling because I can't see what I'm doing here. Okay. And then on this side, there's writing space. This funny little gent here, he just needed to be there. And then you can write there as well. Just a fun little flippy type thing for the front of your folio. And then this one opens up, and the whole inside of this is just all different papers to write on. If you wanted, you could tear some of these out and use them somewhere. They're just spatter papers from, you know, me making all this stuff. So yeah, that's all that book is to write in basically. And then on the back of it, there's another little pocket, and you can write on the back of that, and it just tucks in there. And you could write here. And this is the flap that tucks into the back of the journal, because I didn't sew this closed. There's a big, huge pocket here, and you could even put other stuff in here as well, because that's just where the two layers of the fabric meet. So that is how that goes. And oh, I didn't show you over here. There's another one of the little My Porch Prints kind of little tag things here. Just something interesting over here on these pockets, since they're not the kind of pockets you can like glue a collage to, right? I felt like they just needed a little something, so I added those. You just have to make sure everything's tucked in real good, flat. And that is that. And I will put that other pocket back together, so I'm not going to tie it up, since I took all the bits out. And that will be in my shop, hopefully when this video goes up. Try to get that done this afternoon. All right, so I also finally remembered. Oh my gosh, you guys will be so proud. You'll think you're on the wrong channel. I don't know why I keep forgetting this, but this is the book where the whole thing started with the fairies, and I have wanted to do something with these images for so long, but just couldn't figure out how I wanted to do them. Hold on, I'm just trying to find some of the papers, the pages, I mean, just to show you, because this little tiny guy, this book scares me because it's so fragile. You can see the little gnome leaning against the mushroom, and there's a little funny, kind of like a ladybug back there. And I tried doing that, but I just could not get the color right and everything for that ladybug back there with him. So I just did him on his own. So I altered that a little bit because I just couldn't make it happen. Sometimes you just can't make it happen, but I loved him with his book and all that. So I did that one, and you can see these images are kind of fading out. And these are my little brownies or pixies or whatever it is you might call them. I don't know, and I'm not worried about it. I just enjoy them because they're adorable. But anyway, that's one of them. He's this little guy right here. So yeah, I did that. And then this book is just so incredibly fragile. It makes me not even want to turn the pages, and I get shaky hands, and that's even worse. It's not that one. Where's the one with the paper dolls? Because it's really faded, and you'll see why I want to do something, because I was like, it's all going to be gone soon, you know? Okay, I know I had it. There it is. Just trying not to break it, but you can barely even see her on there. So she's the main one, and I know she's in a slip right here, and that's how I drew her. But once I had her drawn, I just loved that little kind of frilly lace on there. And so that I just decided that was going to be her dress. So, you know, whatever. But I didn't think it was that big of a deal for a fairy. But you can see there's all different dresses here. There's like one with cobwebs on it and little hats and things. And so then when I drew the next one, I went ahead and did this design of dress. So you can see that there. And then, is there? Yeah, the flower hat. I drew a hat like that with the flower for this fairy. And then I was like, I didn't really care to use any of those dresses or anything anymore, because I was off on another tangent. Oh, and I found this little gnome lady in this same kind of sepia color tone, so I made her colorful. And this little guy was in public domain. And then this little girl, I basically just used her head and her wings, and then I drew her body because she was sitting on a branch and it was just a black and white picture. So I just, you know, did my own thing. And then this guy up here was a card in the public domain, or a postcard or something. So that's where those came from, but that's how it all started. So I just wanted you guys to see that I just had to use this because it's just so cool, but you can barely even see her face. And that tiny little gnome, but he was so cute. So that's where those ideas came from, and this book is from 1921, Little Folks. It's very cute. Lots of cute little things in there. All right, so what we're going to do today is play with this some more. All right, so one thing I want to do for sure is I want to put this pocket on here, and I don't know if I'll do that today, but anyway, this goes like that. If you'll remember from last time, this closes up. This is going to go on the front. It's just, I haven't totally decided like what I want to put under it yet, and I figured I'm not going to worry about it until I get all these done. But we did, why is that sticking right there? Oh, it's because I got that paper clip on there. I was like, what? Because I just looked at it this morning and it was fine. But we have this pocket, the big pocket here. And then we have another envelope here that has a pocket back here. That's big. And this flap. And then I thought this would be a fun pocket to put here. And that's just part of another envelope. But I also thought, and this is something I did ages and ages ago, where I unfolded envelopes. And these are just regular like office envelopes, but so you can go like this, unfold it entirely and add pockets or writing pages or whatever, and then you can make it so that it folds all the way back up like that. And all those envelopes, you'll need 2 envelopes the same size. Hold on just a second. I always forget to grab everything. So these are just 6 3/4 envelopes. I don't know if they're everywhere, but they're not, you know, the long ones. So if you just find 2 envelopes that are a little shorter that will fit into your design, this will work for you. Like, and what I mean by fit into your design is, see, it's not going to block this opening and closing. So that's important, right? So let me pin this back or clip this back on here after I stretched it out trying to pull it open. And then we will start working on this, but I'm going to attach it in there just like that. And then this will just come out and we'll figure out what we want to do with it as we go. So we're just going to work on this part. And then in here, the reason I have this done, and this is one of the CD envelope covers, but it comes with the Wee Forest Folk digital. So this isn't in the package of just the CD covers. It comes with the Wee Forest Folk if you're looking for this design. I'm I'm going to take these two pockets. This is from the Wee Forest Folk, and this is from the Abstract Backgrounds digital downloads. So we're going to layer these and kind of do them something like this. And then this CD envelope we're going to attach up here so that it comes like that, and you can take out whatever's inside of there. And probably have, like, I'll cover that part up with something for writing. That's the plan. So that's what we got going on. But first we're going to work on that envelope because I just think that will be a good one. And then we'll just continue on with it tomorrow. I know that Friday I usually do the ephemera Friday thing, but I figure if I'm working on ephemera for this, it's still kind of an ephemera Friday, just not maybe a particular one item ephemera Friday. So yeah, like I said, I hope you're all doing good. I am doing good. It's my daughter's birthday today. She is 20. I just am mind blown by that for sure. So all I did to these envelopes is cut down each side like just a tiny sliver so that I could open it all the way. And I'm going to glue this one kind of to the back of the other one, but we're going to try, if we can, to line these up as best we can at the fold, you know what I mean? And we will have to trim some of this stuff because, oh my gosh, I'm all fumbly thumbs today. My hands are real. I had to use albuterol, so every time I use albuterol, I just turn into spin cycle. I just can't even stuff. I would love to never use it again, but, you know, breathing's more important. But anyway, it just makes that tremor 10 times worse. So this will get attached under there, and then this will go like that. Now, sometimes you have to, this one looks like it might be okay. Sometimes when you glue them together, I think I left a little space, but I might trim that off a little because you can't always fold it all up together. It gets too fat, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to trim just a little bit, I think, off of there and there. And I might just go ahead and trim these since they're kind of loose anyway. Just because. So yeah, we're going to take her to dinner after my husband gets off work. That'll be fun. We kind of did that already this weekend, but we had brunch with Grandma and Grandpa, but today is the actual day, so you gotta see her and squeeze her. She was a month early, so she was a teeny tiny one. My son, on the other hand, was 9 pounds, 2 ounces. He was not a teeny tiny one. Okay, yeah, I think that'll work. I don't know, well, doing those other tabs, I don't know if that obviously wasn't going to do anything. It's this part of it folding in, and that still kind of is, you can tell, not going to be super great that way, but we'll do what we can with it. We'll have to get the bone folder out and make it comply. All right, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to, since I'm going to attach it under the envelope here, I probably want it oriented in the up down instead of having the images like going this direction. I'm going to want them to go this direction. See what I'm saying? So you guys get it. All right, so what do we want to put on there? I don't know. It would be kind of fun to do some pockets on there, I have to say. So I kind of am thinking maybe like this girl, how she's up higher, might be a good place to start over here. And then I could just come along and you could write on that part, which would be nice. Probably end up losing that little guy. What I have done before when I did these is like it folded up this way and then there was a long pocket here to put things in. But because we're going to orient it the other way, we're going to change. We're going to have our pockets go, you know, like across here. that kind of thing. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of like procrastinating or something. We'll see what we can get out of this. First thing I'm going to do is tear down the side just a little bit to kind of rough it up. My goodness, it's like 30 minutes in already. Well, yeah, we're definitely going to have to continue this tomorrow. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to finish in time. But I really wanted to show that journal because I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, we'd like to see that journal since we watched you make it like the whole way through. And what I will do is I'll probably just go ahead and back that all the way up to there. And then that could be a pocket. So maybe that's what we'll do. Then we're going to tear this. You know what? I'm going to ink these just so that I can see them and for no other reason than that. But I cannot tell where one thing ends and another starts with that security design on there. This envelope is just all kinds of falling apart, or these envelopes, I should say. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. They're going to get glued down with the paper on top of them anyway, but they're kind of a mess. I'll do a little bit more on this one too. Okay. Let me do this too. It just makes it way easier to do the paper if you know where the seams are, right? So I think I'm not going to worry about trying to go all the way across. It would work though, but I'm thinking if we put a pocket there, he's still going to end up halfway in the pocket. So I think I'll just worry about these two sections first, and then we'll go from there. I guess I should line this up on a line, huh? So I can see what I'm doing. That would be the smart thing to do. Okay. And then we're going to take a little off the top. And you know, you don't have to do this. If you like the straight sides, then keep the straight sides. And it would probably be really nice if I had like coffee dyed envelopes here, but I don't, so not this size. I could make some, but we don't got time for that. All right, so we're gonna lose out on the mushroom, but we can add mushrooms. It's not a problem. I can see the corner of this envelope, and I don't know, you guys probably can't see, but just tearing that size. All right, so now we have to decide if I do want to make this into an envelope here, which maybe I do. I kind of still feel like there needs to be something back here though. Maybe I'll take just a strip of something else and like put it on here. Yeah, those are mushrooms. Will that be deep enough before I go tearing everything? This is all, I'm sorry that I didn't have it all planned out, but I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't get all the paper thing planned out, so I apologize because you guys are having to watch me dilly-dally around with this. But I heard somebody, who was it, say that the other day, dilly-dally. Was it Gayle? I don't know. Anyway, it made me laugh because I told her, because she said her mom used to say that. It was Gayle. I said, that's better than what I used to say to my kids. I used to tell them, stop screwing around. I was like, I think your mom was that, you know, probably a lot more appropriate than I was. Stop screwing around. Let's go. Stop dilly-dallying sounds a lot nicer. It was always my son, because I'm telling you, that kid, and it's still like, I mean, he's obviously gotten much better because he's almost an adult, but still sometimes it's like, Theron, get your shoes on. What is that about? Like, I don't know how many times I would have to tell him that, and he'd almost miss the bus because he just didn't have his shoes on yet. But yeah. Stop dilly-dallying. I'm like, that probably would have been a lot nicer. Yeah, that's the memory they'll have. Yeah, my mom used to tell us to stop screwing around. Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess there's probably worse things, but it just makes you laugh when you think about it like that. What your kids are going to say after you're passed, you know what I mean? I used to be super argumentative. Well, I mean, I still can be. You can ask my husband. But my dad would say, I feel sorry for whoever your husband is. So, yeah. I mean, that's not all. Like, he said other things, too, that were funny. Thanks, Dad. I mean, he wasn't wrong, but it's like, I swear you could argue if the sky is blue. It's like, and I was very argumentative. I know he's 100% right. It's just funny now to think about all that. When you're a parent, right? And I tell my kids all the time when they think I'm being nuts about something, it's like, you just wait. Oh, I know one of the things is like when I was teaching my son to drive, and you know how sometimes you do the fake brake? Like you're over there pushing on the floor for a brake and there's no brake, but he would tease me about that all the time. It's like, you just wait. Like, you just wait. You have no idea what it's like to just let go of that whole being in control, especially because, as I've told you guys, I'm a control freak. So yeah, but I'm like, you just wait. Because is that not true? Yes. I want to keep this going in the right direction, because otherwise I'll do something upside down or backwards or whatever. So I think what I'm going to do for this piece is put glue down this side, across the bottom, and up that side. That way, hopefully, I won't manage to glue my little envelope on the other side closed. We'll try anyway, right? So yeah, that was... Teaching kids to drive is, wow, that's all I gotta say about that. I was kind of real glad when my son learned and got his driver's license and I was done with that, because I don't really want to teach any more of that. It's kind of like potty training. That'll cure you of having kids, I'm pretty sure. Because, wow, that was not my favorite at all. I mean, I'm sure it's nobody's favorite, but my kids were not always great with that. Well, I'm sure a lot of them, when they're learning, aren't. It's just very frustrating. I found it to be aggravating. It wasn't an accident like that. If you had an accident, you had an accident. Like, I get it. That's not a big deal. But it's when they went intentionally. And if you've had kids, you know what I'm saying. The intentional stuff was the stuff that drove me crazy. Okay, so we have our little pocket there, and this one we want glued down all the way. So I'm just gonna put some glue stick under here. I need to put this over here before I get it all over my mat. But yeah, I do miss them being little though, because it is so fun, especially for holidays. Holidays just aren't the same anymore. Hopefully someday I'll have some grandkids and it'll be fun again, having the little guys be excited. I mean, my big kids get excited too, but you guys know it's just not the same as when they're little, because they really get excited. I'm going to pause the camera for just a second. My nose is running. Okay, so I've got another cough drop. Not that I'm coughing. I just don't want to start coughing again. All right, so that's good. Now we got to figure out how we want to do this next part. And I'm thinking I may put a pocket here. Nope, it'll go this way, huh? So you could write here. This is just like a decoration. Right here. Pocket here, right here. Or do I want a pocket here? It might be easier to have the pocket here for folding purposes. Yeah, I think. Okay, let me see. This little guy. I'm thinking if I scoot it up more. I know this one's not going to be there, but, and I put the pocket there, that might work. So it's tricky trying to do the little strips. Especially when my hands aren't working. Some days I can do this so easy, and other days, forget it. It still needs more off. Maybe if you actually marked it, it would help, Amy. Move that out of the way, because if it's uneven, it doesn't work either. Gotta hold it down, top to bottom. It's like I have to retrain myself. Okay, so if we put this here, and we go all the way to the top, we are gonna take a tiny bit. I guess that doesn't really matter because we're gonna put a pocket on there. I'm wondering if he'll be able to peek out of the pocket. I guess if I do it just as a short kind of pocket, he would. So maybe that'll work. Okay. Right, yeah, I don't know what happened, but the wind is just a whipping. It was supposed to snow a little today, but it never did any of that, which I'm fine with because, you know, we're driving tonight, but instead the wind came in. And I could live without that too. And what you can do, like you can see here, this blue is going to show right in that little crack. So you can add like a little piece of different paper or washi or something, but just keep it thin because obviously that's where the fold is. So you just don't want it to be super thick. I think I got it off here. Okay. And then we have to figure out what we want to put there for writing on. I just put a piece of coffee dye or like this stuff. I have one piece even. Yay. Move this out of the way. Be like a little kid. Yeah, that albuterol is a godsend, but man, it makes me a little nutty. But I can't hardly take any kind of medication that doesn't make me nutty in one way or another. If it says it's got a side effect, I will have whatever the side effect is. So just one of those lucky people. Or crazy. I don't know. One of the two. Or both. So I'm going to be super diligent on gluing those edges because, yeah, they're right in the fold there. So chances are it probably will be a problem. There's just more glue is all you can say to that. Or like I said, you could add another piece. But again, you don't want it to get so thick that you can't fold it at all, because obviously that's not going to be your friend. But it did cover up that little spot if I have it like that. We're just going to have to be real diligent here. And leave it open for a bit and not fold it until it's dry. Hopefully that will work. Now, I know it's sad to put a pocket here, but I feel like it needs a pocket, so I'm going to. You know what we could do, though? We could just like make a little mushroom tuck. I mean, yeah, my butterfly will get covered, but, and then you could just have a little tuck spot in behind it. Let's maybe do that. And then we don't have to cover our other little brownie. We can use that as a journaling card. That one's way too big. That's the one I made with you guys. I've got some here that are like the originals, and then some that are the ones that I printed out. So some of them are kind of textured and some of them aren't. Kind of want to use the originals just because they're thicker. I think they would be better as a... No, that one covers better. You're going to see that wing, huh? How do I want to do this? The problem is I don't think I made that many. It would be good to have, you know, some lower, obviously, but I didn't make that many sizes. I sort of just did a size because I knew on the computer I could shrink them if I needed to or whatever. I mean, I guess I could make more. But that's just more time, right? Okay, let me think on that. I'm going to think on it. So let's finish getting this covered. I might make some more small ones, and then we can just like add those tomorrow. That way you don't have to watch me keep doing the same thing, even though I am, because we're going to keep working on this part instead. But you know what I mean. We've already made those together. And I may make more with you guys before we're done, but I could put this piece up here, I think. For now, we'll just do this, and I'll get this covered, and then we'll probably call it a video. At least you guys kind of know where we're headed, and you at least got to see the In the City journal. I'm just going to cut this instead of tearing it. It's got that tear, but I think once it's glued down, I'll be all right. If it's not, we'll do something else. I love these scissors, by the way. I hope that they stay good. I have heard, I guess if you contact Fiskars, they're good about, you know, replacing or whatever. If, like, I've heard some people say the spring breaks. I don't know, because this is the first time I've had them. I just realized this isn't long enough. Are you guys like, what are you doing? That's not even long enough. You know, I'm a little slow on the uptake there. I just want to see. Maybe I'll put just a thin piece of like book page there or something. That was a genius move. Don't do this like I do. Be smart and measure and do it the right way. I just don't measure or any of it, honestly. Freewheeling. Which is crazy, right? Since I'm a control freak, you think I would want everything measured, but not so much. It's only certain things bring out the control freak, I guess. Okay. See, that's not a big deal. We can fix that very easily. Why am I carrying? This flap is going to be glued under. Were you guys yelling at me? Oh my goodness. It's going to be glued under the thing. I'm a dope. No, I just made it bigger. So let me see if I can take that off. Because we don't want that any thicker. Because it's already going to be kind of, you know, I don't want any more paper under there than has to be. Ay, ay, ay. This side will need it though. All right, so what can I put on this? Nothing on that side like that, because it'll just get cut off with this. Probably should have traced this first. It's going to be this direction, right? Those are going to get cut off. And on this side, or something else entirely. Yeah, I'm going to wait, because otherwise we're just going to be here forever. So anyway, at least you guys get the idea. This will get glued into, and maybe I'll do on that other side, this part right here, do something kind of like this with the collaging. But this is going to get glued under that flap. I just don't want to do it yet. So this will get glued under here. That's why I was saying. I'm sure a lot of you remembered, but if you didn't, if you were like me, that's going to get glued right there. And then this will all just fold up, but I don't want to fold it yet. It should be about there, I bet. Anyhow, so we will continue this part 2 tomorrow. So join me again tomorrow, and I will continue on. I will talk to you guys soon. I love you. Thanks so much for following me, subscribing. Please comment and please like if you like it. It really does help my numbers. And I know that that's all silliness, but it really does help us. So as a creator, just please like and subscribe. And I will see you again tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye.